Hello everyone, Ryan here. So I know it's been a while since I've done one of these Music Monday videos, and for a while I contemplated doing away with them altogether. But then I realized, why not? I might as well just keep doing them, even though I know they tend to get the least amount of views. For whatever reason. I mean, I guess, a lot of people... But I don't know, it doesn't make sense to me. I think it's just YouTube's algorithm thing. Because I know a lot of people listen to the same music I do, but whatever, hey, it doesn't matter. To me, this is not a popularity contest. I know it is to a lot of other people when it comes to doing this whole YouTube thing. But it really isn't to me. It's something that I like to do, that I enjoy doing. It's also something that tends to kind of take me out of my own headspace, and so that, I don't focus too much on any one thing, and ultimately so I don't, worry too much about any one thing, or, yeah. But anyways, if you're new to my channel, Music Monday is just this thing where I talk about different bands I listen to, also groups, musicians. Most of them are, of course, heavy metal bands, hard rock bands, rock bands. But some of them are also blues musicians, jazz musicians, so forth and onward. To infinity and beyond. No. I don't know why I just thought of that. But yeah, so anyways, I want to talk a little bit about Ozzy Osbourne, even though obviously, there's already so much information about him out there. Mostly I just want to talk about my own personal concert experience that I had, because even though I've never seen Black Sabbath in a concert, but I have seen Ozzy Osbourne in concert. Only once, but it was definitely an awesome concert. It was sometime in, I want to say, late 2001, or maybe early 2002. No, it was late 2001, because I remember it was like sometime in November of 2001. I used to have like a really cool concert shirt from it, and in fact I used to have a lot of really cool concert t-shirts from all the concerts that I went to as a teenager. Unfortunately, they got lost or stolen, like during one of the many times that I had to move, and yeah. But anyways, I digress. And so yeah, at this concert, of course, it was here in El Paso, Texas, at this like arena kind of venue called the Don Haskins Center, which is at UTEP, University of Texas at El Paso. And Don Haskins, he was the first, I want to say not the first coach, but definitely one of the most like well-recognized coaches for the UTEP basketball team. And so they named this center arena venue after him, so yeah. So I went with a friend of mine, in fact, my best friend, Luis, and it was his very first rock concert, because before that, he'd never been to any rock concert at all, and he was he's always been like a hip-hop rap kind of guy, and he also like listens to a lot of country stuff, and other like weird salsa kind of stuff, Spanish music, and so he's never been into heavy metal or rock music to begin with. But he likes some of it, but he doesn't listen to it just on his own. So he was really excited about it, and I was excited about it, excited as well, because it was the first time I got to see Ozzy Osbourne live in concert. So and it was pretty cool. There was a lot of, in fact, in that concert, that tour, he was co-headlining with Rob Zombie, and I believe I mentioned this before. I think the last Music Monday I did, I talked about Rob Zombie. Which Rob Zombie, he put on an awesome show as well. Definitely like a lot of lasers and really cool special effects. And he had these like giant robotic like spiders come out on stage. And there was like, I don't know how many opening bands there were. I want to say there was like maybe 5, possibly 6 opening bands. Because it would have been like there was one local band which I didn't get to see. I mean, when me and my friend Luis got there, like my dad dropped us off. So we got there, and I think the second opening band was just finishing up their set. And I don't even remember the name of that opening band. I'm pretty sure they've since disbanded anyway. So, but the other opening band, I remember one of the bands was called Soil, which also I feel is a pretty underrated band. I don't know if they're still together or not, but yeah, I mean, at least when they had their original singer, they were pretty awesome. And I guess I got to talk about them in another Music Monday. But so yeah, Soil, and then Mudvayne was another one of the opening bands. I think Mudvayne was the last opening band before Rob Zombie finally came out. I remember when Mudvayne performed, and I think I might have talked about them too, because I did another one where I talked about Mudvayne in another Music Monday video thing. But really quick, I mean, I will say with the singer of Mudvayne, he came out, he was wearing this like white, I want to say it was like a white rabbit costume or a white gorilla costume or possibly a Sasquatch costume of some kind. And of course, I mean, he didn't leave the head on, like the head part. He took it off pretty much right away as soon as he started singing. And I want to say he threw it into the crowd or somewhere off to the side, and then eventually some people got it and started playing around with it. And Mudvayne, yeah, they were awesome too. I think I remember the only thing I didn't like, they didn't play for too long. I think they played like barely 5 or 6 songs, and that was it. And but hey, I mean, I guess, you know, it made sense because there was a lot of other opening bands. And so yeah, and then Rob Zombie came out, did his thing again. He was awesome. If you want to know more about that, I'll provide a link to that video I did where I talked about Rob Zombie and what he did at the concert too. So then after that, when it was time for Ozzy to come on stage, he did this thing where there was this like sleigh, like a Christmas sleigh, that was hanging from the ceiling, but it was covered up because like nobody even noticed it. Like I didn't notice it. I don't think anyone else there had noticed it. So I guess it was covered up with this like huge black tarp, but somehow Ozzy he was able to climb into that sleigh without anyone seeing him. I guess he did it when Rob Zombie was performing, or possibly sometime when Rob Zombie was finishing up, and so he climbed into the sleigh, and then because yeah, all of a sudden like Ozzy's bandmates came out on stage, like of course Zakk Wylde was with them. That's when Zakk Wylde was touring with them, and Zakk Wylde is an awesome guitar player. If you don't know who he is, I definitely suggest you look him up. He's another one I gotta talk about too, and another Music Monday thing. And but yeah, so Zakk Wylde was there, you know, and the drummer, the bass player. I want to say, I think Robert Trujillo was playing bass with them at that time. Robert Trujillo, of course, is currently the bass player for Metallica. He has been for, I don't know, well, like over 12, 13, 14 years. Yeah. Wow, time really passes quickly. But yeah, so anyways, I mean, these are all probably guys that not everybody is aware of, unless you happen to be big into heavy metal, big into hard rock. But anyways, so yeah, Ozzy was in the sleigh, and I want to say I think they started with the song Crazy Train, and so as soon as like the band started playing the first couple of notes, that's when Ozzy, like you heard Ozzy's voice, of course, like echoing throughout the arena, and then all of a sudden, like everybody, like we just noticed this like sleigh, which it looked like a sleigh, kind of like, very much like you would expect Santa Claus to be in, except minus the reindeer, obviously. So yeah, Ozzy was in the sleigh, and then it was supported by cables, I guess, and it like gradually made its way over the crowd, and then down towards the stage, and then kind of landed on the stage, and Ozzy got out. But it also had, the sleigh had this like kind of like cannon looking thing, which it shot confetti. So when Ozzy kind of flew over the crowd, he shot it, and then confetti fell over the entire crowd. And I think I remember I got some of it in my hair, and then some of it went down my shirt and stuck to my back, and yeah, because I remember like it felt weird, and I was like, I didn't expect to get confetti down my back, and but it was pretty cool. I mean, it was definitely a pretty cool, awesome entrance, and I mean, pretty much nobody there was expecting that kind of entrance. So, yeah. So then, once Ozzy got out of the sleigh with the help of some roadies, they commenced, playing the first song, and I mean, they continued playing the first song, and that's when Ozzy started in with the vocals, and which was Crazy Train. Crazy Train has always been one of my favorites. Definitely one of my favorite Ozzy solo songs. And even though obviously I guess Ozzy, had a hand in the writing process, but one thing I've always liked about Ozzy is that he's good at finding like the right kind of musicians to work with. When it comes to his solo stuff, and because like guys like Zakk Wylde, and then he's worked with another awesome guitar player, Jake E. Lee, and then of course when Ozzy first went solo back in the 80s, he of course ended up finding another really awesome guitar player, Randy Rhoads. That's another guy I got to do a separate Music Monday thing for. Randy Rhoads, another awesome guitar player. Unfortunately, he was killed in some kind of small jet plane accident. Yeah, it was very tragic, but he was definitely like on a whole other level as far as guitar playing was concerned. Yeah, it was just, I don't know, like for me, like I've always figured, again, Ozzy, not only has he always been good at finding the right kind of musicians to work with, but also at, good at pretty much kind of like getting these different musicians to really give it their all, like give it their best, and not really half-ass anything. I don't know, that's the way I feel. Even though it's been a long time since I've listened to any of Ozzy's like more recent solo albums, but still, I don't know, just for me, like I've always felt like, it's a rare thing when a singer can actually bring out the best in and everyone else that's in the band. Because I don't know, maybe it's just me. Because I've worked, me being a musician too. I've worked with a lot of other singers who just, unfortunately, for whatever reason, they always end up giving into their egos, and so yeah, I don't know. I'm not saying that Ozzy hasn't been guilty of that as well, because I know he has. But he's been doing it so long that eventually he got to the point where he realized that his solo stuff, or even when he was with Black Sabbath, it wasn't all him. It was always a team effort. So and it's a rare thing when singers actually realize that. Let alone embrace that and remind themselves of it on a regular basis. So yeah, that's just how I feel. So anyways, as far as the rest of the concert was concerned, it was really awesome. I remember, I think pretty much Ozzy, they played all of the hits like Crazy Train, Bark at the Moon, I want to say, I forgot the other ones. That one song, Over the Mountain, I think that's the title, Over the Mountain. Another one of my favorites. And I think they did I want to say an hour or hour and a half, almost 2 hour set or something like that. Of course, they had a couple of breaks here and there. And Zakk Wylde, he played this really awesome guitar solo. I just remember it was really awesome. I just remember staring at his fingers, staring at his guitar the whole time, and the way he would play. I've always liked the way he played. I don't know how to describe it. It's just, there's something about, when it comes to certain guitar players, for me at least, when I watch them playing and moving their fingers, and I guess because I'm also a guitar player, I don't know. But yeah, I always find it, hypnotic and mesmerizing. And so yeah, Zakk Wylde played, to me it seemed like a 5 or 6 minute long guitar solo. It might as well have been. It could have been, I don't know, for all I know, it could have been no more than a 2 minute guitar solo. But I swear it felt longer than that. But in a good way. Not in that, I think pretty much everybody in the arena was mesmerized by his playing too. Which was awesome, I've always liked that at concerts, especially rock concerts, when everybody, so many people, thousands of people end up having this really awesome shared experience, and it ends up being one of those things that you pretty much take with you for the rest of your life. And I don't know, I don't really mean to get too deep, but that's how I've always felt. So and then of course I remember they played some Black Sabbath songs too. They did Iron Man and Paranoid, War Pigs. War Pigs, I used to play that in my band too, and it's not an easy song. The guitar riffs are pretty straightforward, but it's mostly difficult, I would say, for the drummer and bassist. But if you practice it enough times, you can pull it off. But otherwise, if you don't practice it, then it's gonna sound like crap. And like with most songs, And I remember another thing too, Zakk Wylde, when he played the guitarist for songs like Paranoid or Iron Man, he was able to add his own things, because Zakk Wylde, he's pretty much the master of where this technique, I guess it's starting to be a technique. He's like the master of pinch harmonics. And if you don't know what pinch harmonics is, it's when you look at the fretboard on a guitar, obviously a guitar, the fretboard has frets, different frets. Depending on where you press down on each string, on each fret, that determines the note that you play. But pinch harmonics is this thing where you pluck the string and you stop it from vibrating in the usual way. It's kind of hard to describe without showing. But yeah, you pluck the string and then you stop it really quick, kind of like, but don't stop it completely, but like kind of stop it so that it's only able to vibrate somewhat, and it gets this like loud pingy kind of sound, to the point where when you do that and you vibrate the string, shake the string at the same time, you get these awesome sounds, which some people have said sound like some kind of squeals or something, and where it's like wah wah wah. So yeah, Zakk Wylde is pretty much the master at that, I feel. I mean, obviously, I know a lot of other people would debate that, but I don't know. For me, he's the master of that. So when he was playing songs like Paranoid and Iron Man, he played them in the usual manner, but he added these pinch harmonics, which was pretty cool, I thought, because to this day, I haven't heard anybody play Paranoid the way that Zakk Wylde did when I saw him in concert. So yeah, and all in all, it was an awesome concert, awesome experience. Towards the end, of course, like Ozzy also did the thing where I guess it was like a usual thing where he would come out with like a water cannon, shoot it into the crowd, and unfortunately, like me and my friend Luis, we weren't like down in the floor area, but kind of like a little more off towards the left side of the stage. So we weren't like extremely close, but there were still pretty good seats, nonetheless. And so yeah, then after Ozzy like squared the water, and then they played the last song, and then Ozzy did this thing where, I don't know, he jumped up really high or really fast, or both, and I guess when he landed hard on his right foot or something. I don't know, either his right foot or left foot. But apparently he actually broke his ankle, and then but it happened so fast that I didn't even notice it. I don't think anyone else even noticed it either. And plus it was dark, like there was just a lot of blackness surrounding the entire stage, and so yeah, we could barely see Ozzy jumping around. So I guess, he broke his ankle, and then some roadies came out, quickly helped him off the stage, and that was it. So I don't know. I didn't even know about it until, because I found out about it a couple months after that, and yeah, because it was mentioned on the reality show he used to have, with his family, the Osbournes, and he broke his ankle, and they quickly rushed him off to the hospital, and he got a cast on it, on his foot, and then I think they had to cancel 2 shows or something to let his ankle heal a little bit or something like that. So I don't know. But it was definitely an awesome show, awesome concert, and then I remember the next day at school, me and my friend Luis, we wore the concert shirts that we got, and everyone, I think we might have been the only 2 people in the entire school that went to the show. Which I found to be pretty weird. I I don't know. But yeah, I mean, hey, I don't know what else to say. It was an awesome show. I would like to see Ozzy again at least one more time, but I don't know when that would be. I don't even know if he's still, because I had read something a while ago that he was supposed to put out another solo album, at least one more solo album, and do one more tour. So I don't know if he already did that, or if he's still in the process of doing that, or I don't know. I definitely gotta look into that. So yeah, you know, that's it. I mean, Ozzy, you know, who doesn't know about him? I kind of feel like at this point, almost the entire world knows about Ozzy Osbourne, or at least definitely most of the Western portion of the planet. Yeah. So that, I mean, you know, if you happen to like Ozzy too, let me know what some of your favorite songs are. Of course, like I said, my favorites are Crazy Train, Over the Mountain, Bark at the Moon, I want to say Diary of Madman. Yeah. And so many others that I can't really like conjure them up right now. I don't know. I better end this because I gotta go listen to some Ozzy solo albums because I haven't listened to them in a really long time. So yeah, that'll do it for this Music Monday. As always, thanks for watching, thanks for listening, and until next time, don't forget, keep it real, keep on rocking, and peace.